Hello and welcome to another session of Alison Answers. When I scheduled this event last week, I called it spring cleaning, and it was all about the spring, and I've got my yellow top on today, and I thought, oh, it's actually quite spring-like outside today as well. And never did I imagine that in a week, in such a short period of time, that the world has practically turned on its axis, on its axis, and we're in the position that we're now in. And a lot of self-employed people and employed people are very worried about what the future is going to bring. But I don't want to dwell. We have to face the facts that we are now probably definitely entering into recession, and as long as we acknowledge that and plan for that, then we'll be okay. If you bury your head in the sand, like in any situation, well, things only get worse, don't they? And when you actually bring your head out of the sand, things are a whole lot worse. So today we're going to be spring cleaning your business. We're going to be talking about not what I originally had planned, but about how to really spring clean your business, how to streamline it, and I hope some useful tips in the months ahead. I've already had conversations with two of my clients where they are going to have to downsize and therefore cannot afford my services for a short period of time at least, which I totally understand and respect, and I imagine a lot of other people will be in that boat as well. But together we'll all get through it, and I hope to produce as much useful content as I can in these Alison Answers sessions. So we're going to start saying where to start in all of this. The recession that's coming. Actually, I heard some people in finance will always tell you that recessions happen generally every 8.5 years, and they happen obviously for different reasons and all the rest. I was working in the European Investment Bank when the last big recession hit, and actually we were in a very unusual position because when the rest of the world was downsizing and cost cutting everywhere they could, we actually hired as many staff as we could, because we needed the best financial brains in the world to work out what to do. And I worked in facilities management at the time, and we were flat out trying to organise for all the new staff, for offices, for new furniture, how we were going to fit so many people into the building, and the implications for the canteen and all the rest. So there's always swings and roundabouts. There will be people who will profit from a recession and people who won't. But the most important thing, as I said, is that we plan, that we don't stick our heads in the sand, and we start to think about now, okay, what active steps can I make to make a difference for my business going down the line? So today we're going to talk about 5 points, and I'll put it up afterwards as well as written points so everybody can see. So five tips to streamline. So I'd say the first obvious thing is to look at all of your costs as a business. This applies if you are a paid employee or you're self-employed like myself. Look at all your outgoings and where could you sort of streamline. I, for example, this morning already had notification yesterday that our local gym, a leisure centre, has closed and may not reopen because it was about to be, I don't want to say demolished, but I think it is going to be demolished. There is a new leisure centre being built that was due to open in August, and I can imagine that will not open again. So my gym membership will be suspended, obviously. But that is something to look at for yourself. Could you forgo your gym membership and maybe, now that we're coming into the spring months, be outside more? I only bought, I was thinking earlier on that now that we're all sort of networking online and not going out to face-to-face networking meetings, and at least not for the foreseeable future, that really, do I need the car? I only bought my first car 2 years ago, and before that I used to take public transport. I used to cycle everywhere. I have the bicycle in the shed, and I thought, really? And it has a puncture. And I thought, okay, this is the time to fix the puncture and maybe get out about on my bike, because even if I don't need the car so much, I still have to pay the insurance and the MOT and the tax and all the rest, and actually having a car and the repairs. Having a car actually is a very expensive thing to have. So think about all the things, all the personal expenditure you have, your gym membership, how much you're spending on how much you're spending on food, how much you're spending for socializing. Socializing obviously takes a whole different level now at the moment as well, saying we can't really go out to socialize. All those things, you know, how much maybe you're spending on personal grooming. And then for your business, look at all the memberships that you have, all the subscriptions that you have, advertising, support agreements, whatever it happens to be, software licenses, whatever it happens to be, and just actually print out your Visa and your normal sort of, you know, wherever your direct debits come out of, and actually think, okay, do I need all of these things? And you might have several tools actually that are doing the same thing, and you don't need all of them. I know, for example, yesterday someone was having the conversation about, you know, Google Forms versus Typeforms. And I know within the VA Heroes, we had been talking about buying a license for Typeform. Then we thought to ourselves, well, Google Forms is free. It's definitely not as pretty, but it does the job. And in times like this, you know, as long as something is helping you gather the information you need, that's the most critical thing. So think about all those things, about your subscriptions, all those things I just mentioned, and how you can really cost cut that. And, you know, I love a good old coffee out, I have to say. And, you know, in my head, maybe I have 3 coffees a month, but I've actually sat down and looked at it properly. I probably discover I have about 10. So things like that, I think, could be cut down a little bit. And if you have friends who make food, great. Keep that relationship up. I had a very funny conversation with someone yesterday who happened to send me a picture of loads of jam he just made because he found loads of fruit in the freezer. And I said, well, I've got loads of blackberry liqueur that I made in the summer, and maybe we can do a wee swap. And maybe this is the time then the whole, you know, old style bartering for food and services and products and whatever else comes back to fore, and that we start to do things like that. And I know I have a Zoom call tomorrow actually with someone where I suggested to them that we start a YouTube channel and that we all put a video on about how to be a bit more self-sustainable. So I made a video, for example, last week about how to make kimchi. I'm going to go out and see my nephews later on this afternoon, and we're going to plant the first of the early spuds, because in Northern Ireland we say that the earlies you can plant on the 17th of July, the 17th of March, and then they're ready for the 12th of July. And as someone said to me yesterday, because we couldn't celebrate St. Paddy's yesterday, maybe we'll be celebrating St. Paddy's on the 12th of July. Maybe we'll have a blended festival on the 12th of July. Who knows? It's anybody's game what can happen now. So think about those people that you could be sort of swapping things like that with as well. And Ellie, sorry, for your clothes as well. If you are really budgeting and think, okay, I can't really afford to buy any new clothes, Ellie McBride, who's one of the VA heroes, she was featured in a great article last week in the Belfast Telegraph, how she has recycled her clothes practically since she was, you know, since all of her adult life, she has recycled her clothes. So it is doable, as long as you have, you know, and sometimes we just need people with the skills to show us how to do that. And again, that comes back to the bartering. So that was point number 1 of how to sort of spring clean your business, look at all your costs. Point 2, I would say, is declutter. Do a bit of a Marie Kondo on your entire house. Now, I have to say, I've been flat out trying to help people this week, and I've been on the computer a lot, but my house, well, to put it gently, it needs a lot of decluttering. And, you know, just take it room by room, as she says to do. I know a lady called Michelle Petit who does a great decluttering course, and I'll put the link of that into my under my Facebook Live later on as well. And just declutter one room at a time, and then, you know, all those things that you have, you actually might find that someone else might buy them. So this might be the time to learn how to put things on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. You know, and okay, some of us might think, oh, who's going to buy anything at the moment? But, you know, that's not always the case. And I was in a networking group with ladies from all around the world the other day, and there was a German lady there, and she said the Germans absolutely love secondhand stuff and are always wanting to buy secondhand stuff. So as long as it's not something massive to transport, think about that as well, and how you can get rid of things and give yourself a bit of extra cash and just downsize. And maybe actually you're in a house maybe you're in a situation that you could rent out a room, or I don't know what the property market situation is going to be now, but you actually think, well, actually, I could downsize altogether now. I could go and live in a caravan outside in a field and self-isolate, self-isolate on a permanent basis. So it's whatever makes you happy. So that's point number 2 on how to streamline, declutter. And the third point I would say, the third point I'm going to talk about today is actually we are in a very unusual situation now where a lot of us, for whatever reason, have a lot more time in our hands and have really been forced to step back and look at our lives. And for a lot of us, I think it's no bad thing. I know last summer I was running around like a headless chicken doing everything for everybody. And now that I have the time to slow down, it's actually really good. And for all of us, I think we can really self-reflect on how much quality time that we're spending with our kids, if you had kids, how much quality time you're spending with your parents or your grandparents, if you still have your grandparents, and what actually is life all about. And is it about working like a dog for 12 hours a day with very little money? I don't think so. I don't think it is. And this actually is maybe an ideal situation for a lot of us to reflect on what services we want to deliver to clients, what we really enjoy doing, who are the clients out there who really could pay us for our knowledge, and and that you're providing a really valuable service. And I know at the moment that cash flow is critical for everybody, and maybe people don't have a large amount of money to spend at the moment, but hopefully things will improve. And if you can show yourself now that you're an expert in a certain field, that you have knowledge that you can share with people, that you share as much free resources as you can at the moment to help people, and without wishing for anything in return, just that if we all help each other, we'll get through this. Now, there has been a ripple effect of the coronaviruses on businesses, and some businesses probably will go bust out of this, but we can have a ripple effect in the opposite direction as well, and all be helping each other out, all be purchasing little things, may it be gift vouchers from your hairdresser when you can't go, or from a massage parlor for a future date for a friend's birthday. It's my sister's birthday today. That's exactly what she might get. That you think ahead and you think, okay, what is it I really want to be doing, and where can I serve the most value to my community and the wider business community as well. So that's step number 3. The other thing is as well, just to say on that maybe this is the time to create, as someone said to me yesterday, no-brainer offers, or you set up 5-day challenges and you actually go in. Like I was on an online networking meeting this morning, and I have one this evening as well, but that you actually really, really listen to what problems people are facing at the moment. And when you're in online business network forums, that you actually look to see what questions people are asking and think, okay, how can I help people out, and help them get unstuck. Yesterday I had a friend who did a Facebook Live, and she wanted to upload the video afterwards to YouTube, and she didn't have a YouTube channel, and I showed her how to download it from Facebook and upload it to YouTube. And I have a video as well about how you edit the captions, which is, YouTube is actually very good at transcribing what you say, but it depends on, it doesn't always pick up in the Northern Irish accent, is what I'm trying to say. But it is very good. It is very good. I have a YouTube video about that, and I'll share that as well. So the 4th point I would make is about follow your passion. So in the last 24 hours, I've had conversations with, I'd say, at least 3 people who have said, I do not want to go back to my 9-to-5 job. I have been looking for a way to get out of it for years. And now here it is. And actually, I don't want to go back, and I want to do something totally different. And this is the time to do it. It's one of those situations you always say, oh, when a rainy day comes, I'll do such and such a thing. And in all fairness, it is a beautiful sunny day at the moment here, but there has never been a sort of darker time, I'd say, in the world as I've known it. Obviously, people who went through the 2 world wars would say different, but in my lifetime, like what's happening now, it's just unreal, and it's on such a global scale. So now is the time to really think, oh my goodness, what do you want to do with your life? Please, start now. People always hesitate starting a business because they always want to start at a good time. There is never any good time. I know people who've started businesses in the middle of a recession and have thrived. So, don't talk yourself out of it for that reason. Just go with your passion. Pete Longton, just when I say that, has a great podcast called Fire in Your Belly, which is all about passion and passion that you have for something. So you can check that out, especially now that we have probably a lot more of us have time to be listening to podcasts, and that you should factor that into your day when you're scheduling your day out. If you're working from home, that you have some brain fuel time. I actually read the other day that the best time to feed your brain and to sort of start the day in a very motivated way was the first hour that you get up. So you actually listen to something very, very motivating or something that really interests you in the first hour, and then you start work. And that obviously depends if you have kids at home as well or not. But if you do get up earlier than they do, if that's possible. And so my last tip for today is ask for help. We're all in this together. I've been listening to Today FM whenever I've been in the car this week, and that is their sort of hashtag, we're all in this together. And it's so true. Humanity has never needed humanity as much as we do now. And we are totally blessed in Northern Ireland that we have such a strong business community that are always out there to help each other. And I think that is even more so at the moment. I've seen loads of people creating sort of pop-up chat online chats. I was doing the Mums at Work online forum this morning. I have a friend who, actually in the Loft co-working space, someone suggested that we have a sort of coffee chat hour, an online hour. We normally have Wee Buns Wednesday, where we are physically in having wee buns. And so we're just going to take that online now so that people don't feel isolated, and that we know that we're there for each other and we can discuss problems together. So ask for help. There's lots, everybody's willing to help everybody out, I think, at the moment, because we're all in the same boat. And I think really the only way to get out of it is to actually help each other paddle out of it in a way. So those are my 5 tips for today about how to spring clean your business, and really to think about how you want to pivot, and do you want to pivot your business, and how you can turn things around, and that we don't go into total crisis mode. So that is my tips for today from Alison Answers. If anybody's listening, thank you very much, and you can also catch the replay. And I just urge you over the next 5 days of action to take those 5 things that I've mentioned. Do a day at a time, the next 5 days, do a little bit of each. I'll put the blog post up underneath. Do a little bit of each. And my action, I think, is going to be, because I mentioned it, the word earlier on, and it just stuck in my head. I think I'm going to have a turnaround hour where I invite businesses via Zoom to have a weekly meeting, and we discuss how we can turn things around for each other, and maybe brainstorm and come up with different solutions that sometimes when you're just in your own head and in your own house, you can't think of very easily. So I shall set up a Zoom link for that, and I'll share it within my Facebook group. And for anybody who has never used Zoom before, I actually did quite a lengthy blog post about it last night with video tutorials. And that's for, I've got 2 different things. As you, the host, actually setting up a Zoom meeting and scheduling the meeting, and also for participants and how you sort of log in and how you interact. Because, it is really nerve-wracking the first time that you do a video or that you go on a Zoom call of what to do. And we just all need to get over that now, because I don't know how many Zoom calls I've been on this week. I think Zoom is the favorite tool of everybody at the moment, and it actually is. It's really, really good. It's really good if you're a business owner conducting meetings. It's really good for a coach if you want to have I was going to say face-to-face, a virtual one-to-one with your clients. It's good if you want to teach something. I've heard people doing Irish dancing lessons via Zoom. I saw a joke the other day that on the 12th of July, maybe the Orange Men, maybe they'll be doing a Zoom call too, or, you know, we don't know. We don't know. The world, you know, the world is just full of possibilities at the moment, even in the midst of all, in the midst of all the chaos. So thank you very much for listening today. And if you have any topics that you want me to discuss on Alison Answers, or any video tutorials you want me to create, if you have a specific tool that you're a bit stuck with, or any business challenge that you're stuck with, please reach out and I'll be happy to help. I'm wishing everybody a lovely sunny afternoon. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.